World, Rich Fortney here. Quest to get on the Alone Show. If you like this video, subscribe and like. Hey, today I'm going to go over traps. Traps. There's all kinds of traps out there. I'm going to go over three of the basic ones that I think are the best. And I'll do those, and I'll actually show you what it takes to put them together, and then I'll actually initiate them and show you that. I know I did a figure 4 trap one of my first videos, but I'll do that again. So let me go ahead and I'll show you a close-up of all this material, of what you can do, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. For the different types of traps that we got here. The first one right here is called a peg trap. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it with flat pieces of wood, like so. And I'll show you how to build one out of a stick. It's pretty simple. It's called a Promontory peg stake. The next one that I'll go over will be a Paiute trap. It's a little bit more in depth as far as complications, as far as it being complex to build. It's easy once you know how to do it, and I'll go over those with you all. And as you can see, you got a string here. Well, that can be natural cordage, or it can be several different things. It can be, let me show you over here. I laid out the different types. I've got some bank line, some hemp line, 550 cord, 550 cord guts. This is natural, and what I mean by natural is you actually do you weave it yourself. It's called the reverse twist, and I'll go over that in another video. But you can use a yucca plant, the guts from a yucca plant, or you can use the bark off of a poplar tree. As you can see, I always have a bunch of it around the camp or up in my shelters drying, and basically you'll use this and you'll shred it up. If you look right here, this will make good cordage. And then the last but not least is the old figure 4. I will go over making each of the traps. Okay, I apologize. I had the time warp on this whole time. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go over what I did. I tried to show you all. You just take a regular stick, and I'll show you. Just a small stick, and then you cut. I'll set it down. And then you cut halfway through on this side, halfway through on this side. Then you cut it with your knife, and you level it out a little bit as far as on the tops, and then you set it like so. Put your bait in there where the little gaps are, and then you set it. Okay, I apologize. I had the time warp on. So here you have it. Mouse will come up, go, oh, give me some of that. And as you can see, the trap falls.
This is a pretty tall peg. You can make it as small as you need it.
Okay.
Just make sure that it holds the weight of what you're wanting it to hold.
Okay.
You know, what I like to do is set the inside of the trap the trigger part of the trap to the inside of the trap so that it closes out like that.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So you'll need a flat rock to set it on.
Got it.
Because it will sink in the ground.
Yeah, I've learned on my figure 4.
Yeah. So you need a flat rock to set it on, just something, you know.
Okay.
It's best if you can find a big flat rock and another big flat rock, because then it has a good smash to it. Okay. Yeah. And this is, if you'll come down here, this is the hard part of setting it, because it is very sticky. So you'll put your bait in right there. For the demonstration, we will use a leaf as the bait. And you want it to kind of pinch in there pretty good.
Gotcha.
You see? A little piece of jerky or something like that works great right here. Oh, yep.
Yeah. I see how it's real.
Yeah, it's very finicky.
Yeah. Ooh.
This rock's wanting to roll on me too,
Yeah.
so let's try the other side here.
Okay.
Let's see how big flat rock works better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, what? You're triggered, but I don't got nothing. Bam.
So you'd have your bait in that gap. You see the gap?
Yep.
You'd have your bait in that gap. And then, I mean, as soon as something touches this, you see, I barely touched it.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? It's a really sensitive trap.
Okay, what would happen would be a mouse. Mouse would come up. You got a bait stick right here, which is bait up along the side of it or up on top of it, so that when the mouse or whatever comes and hits it, they'll bite it, bam. So there you have it. Now I'm going to go over the elements of the trap. I'll reset it and then reactivate it. The components that you have, basically a rock big enough to kill whatever prey you're wanting to kill. For me, it's a mouse. I ain't seen a mouse yet, but and then you got your bait stick, your Y, your balancing stick, and which holds the weight, and your toggle, which excuse me, which actually holds the bait stick and the pressure on the rock. So you'll see, I'm gonna go ahead and engage it. I'm gonna move this camera kind of in my way. And there you have it. It's almost like a figure 4 if you look at it, up, down, and then I'll show you again. If you look at it from this angle, almost looks like a figure 4, huh? But mouse come in and go, oh. So there you have it. But to be honest, I like the peg trap the best. It's the easiest to make, less finicky, and I think they just work better. They're more sensitive. So there you have it.
All right, world. Now you can see, here's the figure 4. Now you can see why they call it the figure 4. I'll go over and show you how it's set up. Now let it I'll go ahead and show you how it falls, and then or how it's engaged by an animal. And then what I'll do is, I think I will go over the different parts, the 3 different parts, and from there, I'll reset it and show you that again. Right. You want to make sure the bait is up in here to where they'll want to take it from out from underneath the rock. So you can see how it will fall down on it. So there you have it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go over each of the parts. This part right here is the part that leans up on the rock. Now on the end of it, you want to make a little angle. Notice how I put a little angle on it. And then you also want to have a 7-notch cut out of it. And at the bottom, you want it slanted. That is so that it will catch right here on your bait stick. I'll go over the bait stick here in a minute. But the angle up at the top is so that it'll stick to the rock a little bit better. And every rock's going to be different, so you'll have to adjust it as you go. Now, the bait stick will have a L7 notch down at the bottom for your balancing stick, and then a couple notches. Those notches are there, and the reason I put a couple of them is because you don't know how big your rock will be. And then basically this stick here is your balancing stick, which pretty much has all the leverage. You want to make sure you have an angle on it to catch up in the L7 notch for the weight. It'll catch the weight of it, and you'll see. And you'll see when I set this up. But the reason I put those 2 notches in, like I said, sometimes you may need a little bit higher angle, a little bit lower angle, or a little bit more of a degree or 2 for when you're leaning the rock down. And you'll see whenever I go ahead and set it up. Okay, now that it's set, I'll come around and engage. Come and grab it and go, oh, smash-a-roni. Alright world, that concludes this episode of Quest to Get on the Alone Show. Alright world, that concludes the trap videos. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe and like. And I'll be posting more videos soon. So with that being said, arrivederci.